airstrike was called in when we were in heavy contact, deep in enemy territory, and needed some cover to break out. The fighters would pin them down so we could get moving and then lay a curtain of fire between us and them until we could get some choppers in and leave. If the fighting was so close it was impossible to call in an airstrike, or the weather was too bad, then you had to fight your way out on your own, and casualties were double or triple. Air power saved a lot of lives. Special Forces developed a good relationship with the Air Force jocks who kept so many of us alive. Another group of flyers we cared about were the Army helicopter pilots who flew into exposed landing zones to haul us out, frequently under fire. They risked their lives for us on an almost daily basis. This is a pretty relaxed extraction. When you barrel out under fire, the sense of relief is a tangible thing, a feeling that you have gotten away with it again. After the heat of the jungle, the air is cold and the sweat on your uniform dries quickly. You can't tear your eyes away from the jungle below, so beautiful and so full of death. I was pretty calm about it the first time I was wounded. While I was being bandaged, I organized another assault on the hill I'd been wounded on, then walked out with the company, about halfway back to the LZ. By then I'd lost so much blood I had to be carried. This is my friend Larry Dring, who had 5 tours in Vietnam and 5 Purple Hearts. This man died in his arms when he got the last one. He lost all these men he'd fought with for 5 years. The company was wiped out the first day of the Tet Offensive, thrown into combat against an NVA regiment. But they saved the city of Pleiku and passed into legend. This is A424, Cruz McCullough's team. The closest thing to brothers I'll ever have. We never really wanted to leave Vietnam. Special Forces fought in Vietnam from the first to the last for 16 years, and we lost about 4,000 guys. We were about 1/2 of 1% of the GIs in Vietnam and took maybe 6% of the casualties. We probably had more people wounded than not wounded. We earned an equally disproportionate percentage of medals for valor. We're associated in the public mind with Vietnam, but Special Forces has been involved in more than 24 insurgencies, most of which have never become widely known because they were successfully resolved before they became full-scale wars. But Vietnam is the only one we were in long enough to call home, and the only one we still dream about.